Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode 21, in fact, of Day 1 Patch. I'll be your continuing temporary host in Ryan Johnson's kind of absence. Today, on a Skype call with a very special presentation, we have Ryan Johnson.
Hello.
Hello.
As well as Aaron Gallagher.
Hello.
Hello.
And, of course, last but not least, Martin Isaacs.
Totally least. Hello.
And we'll do like we always do every episode and state what we're playing this week. So, Martin, since you were last here, do it up.
What?
You were last in the intro, so you get to be first in the gameplay, man.
Okay. I was hoping you'd do me last, actually.
All right, Ryan Johnson, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I reached level 55, which is now the max level on SOTOR, so I'm pretty proud of that. Otherwise, I guess I haven't been playing a lot of new games. I was thinking about picking up Remember Me, but they got some shady reviews, so I'm not too sure right now. And then we've been playing Minecraft, which is surprising.
Hey, man, you see, don't play many video games, but Minecraft is a big time waster, right?
I don't know, it seems it's too popular.
Hipster.
It's gone mainstream. I will guarantee that now. But it's worth it. It's worth its like $10 or whatever it is. So.
No,
I
it's
think it was
fun.
like 20.
I enjoy it, just I'm not very creative, so the stuff I build looks like crap all the time, and I'm...
I love your mountain tower,
Yeah,
Ryan.
No, but other people have cooler stuff. Nate has cooler stuff all the time. I don't know where he gets his design skills from, but...
He's YouTubing it.
He's
Looking up blueprints.
Aaron Gallagher, you can proceed with what you've been playing.
Well, nothing really new recently. Been playing Minecraft with you guys, building buildings and whatnot. But I've also been trying to get into PC gaming a little more, so I've been playing a bit of Rising Storm, which is like the Japanese add-on to Red Orchestra 2. So I'm a little rough with the PC controls, playing with the keyboard and stuff, but getting in some practice, getting better at it.
Now that being said, though, you were actually saying that for the next gen of consoles, you actually want to stick in the PC game with your struggles with the controlling methods of the PC. Essentially, are you going to be sticking with that, or are you going to be maybe heading toward a console?
Like I've always had consoles ever since I was little, and like I do like them, but it just with the next generation. I mean, with the Xbox, I don't think anything more needs to be said about the issues that are going on. Why like people are having problems with it. And as for the PlayStation 4, I mean, like it looks good and all, but my problem is I've like invested so much into my account on the Xbox that like I feel like switching to the PS4, I lose all my achievements, my gamer score. It's just like being reset.
But
it's heartbreaking.
But do you you playing Minecraft kind of shows that you're into gaming more, not more for just the achievements, because Minecraft does offer achievements, but it doesn't offer thousands and thousands of achievements, and you're playing Minecraft for, I'm willing to guess, hundreds of hours, or at least several hours, obviously with us. I mean, is the achievements really going to be the thing that holds you back? Because we may see that migrate to Windows 8. Are you seriously going to be held back by the achievements, you think? Like, if Microsoft does a really, really dick move, which we may get into a bit later in the show, are you actually going to stick it out for the achievements?
No. Like, it's just, achievements have always been, like, because I'm a completionist, like, if I get bored in a game if I don't have a goal, and achievements, like, have always given me a goal in a game, so, like, even once you beat the game, once, maybe twice, and you look at your achievements, and there's, like, all these other objectives for you to do. So, I don't know, it's a way to keep me into a game that I'm done, kind of.
I can see that, because, like, I guess you could get bored, like, especially if you're not playing multiplayer with other people or whatever. Kind of gives you some drive, I guess. But, moving on over to Martin Isaacs.
I didn't have a chance to play any console gaming. I've been taking my 3DS around with me lately.
Oh, here we go.
I had a bit of a busy schedule this week, so I was able to play my games on the go. I've been playing Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box, the second game in the Professor Layton series. If you're not familiar with it, it's on the DS, and it's a puzzle game. So I've been playing that, and I was supposed to do apps with Marty this week for an app that Ryan had sent me, but instead I played Layton, so I apologize for...
Handheld games with Marty missed?
I guess so.
As well as what you've been playing?
Yeah, combining those two. That's why I wanted to go last.
Did you actually download the KOTOR, Mark?
Nope.
It's like, it's pretty big, so that's why, I don't know if you saw my message, but I said good luck downloading.
Yeah, I checked it.
I know your internet is kind of bad.
It's like 1.5 gigs, I think.
That's crazy for an app. I mean, good lord.
Oh, it's a big game, right?
Back in the day, that would be more than 10% of my hard drive. First computer. I had a 10 gigabyte hard drive. Lasted me 5 years, and I didn't even get close to filling it. Think about that one.
I am.
That's ridiculous, huh?
So there you go. Apps with Marty will return next week.
But before we move on to the show, we want to gear on up to the show, if you will, for Marty's sake. This is going to be our E3 preamble, if you will, episode. So we're going to have a few stories, but we're going to be following up the show with a bunch of our opinions and takes on current gen, last gen, etc., as well as our E3 predictions and then that sort of deal. So let's move on into our first story here. Michael Pachter, which of course is from Game Trailers, estimates that Xbox One is going to be $400 and the PlayStation 4 will be $350. He says that Microsoft and Sony have. I apologize. He says these are the estimated prices for the Microsoft and Sony consoles, and he says that the Nintendo has to have a strong E3 showing in order to kind of keep up their game, which they're not doing. What is your guys' opinion on this one?
Well, first I'd like to point out that he's basing these off of the bill of the material figures, which are $275 for the PS4 and $325 for the Xbone.
Now, I think we've actually mentioned this in the show before. I think Ryan actually brought it up, was that Sony always says they're not always the first, they're not always the cheapest, but they are the best. Do you think that they're going to kind of stick to that, or do you think that they're kind of going to maybe go a bit cheaper this time, as Patrick's estimating, due to the fact that Sony itself as a company isn't doing all that amazing right now? Ryan, anyone?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Well, Sony actually just turned a profit last quarter for the first time in a while. So their new CEO, who is Kaz Hirai, he's doing pretty good. But in terms of the price and stuff, yeah, that quote you just listed was actually from Jack Tretton at last E3 when they were talking about the next generation. So yeah, he had said like. Not always the best, not always the first, not always the cheapest, but the best. But I think they learned from their first time, and they can't afford to lose all this ground they caught up on Microsoft. They can't lose that this year, and so I think they're going to be really smart about it, and maybe do that $350 price, because that's a really good price point, I think.
I can see that. I can see that definitely being a driving point. As we proceed through the show, we're going to see a few things that Microsoft has done, of course, and of course their opinions. But I'm almost thinking right as of now, Microsoft is losing the console race for the next gen. Okay, actually, I'm gonna actually throw this to Aaron, since she's kind of on the fence here. If say money was not an option, Aaron, right now PlayStation 4 is in front of you, Xbox One is in front of you. Assuming all rumors on both consoles are true, which console are you gonna take?
Right now, I would literally have to take the PS4, and that's simply because, and I've explained this to you guys before, they're saying that they're going to use the cloud to handle some of or like a big chunk of the Xbox's graphics and all memory and stuff,
yeah.
which I imagine would take up a lot of data. And because I'm living in a student house right now, and come, winter, whenever it comes out, I'm going to be sharing a data cap of 120 gigs per month between 6 people. And, I mean, for, like, a hardcore gamer like myself, I mean, like, I feel like I'm just going to eat through so much data, even if I'm playing a single-player game, just because it's connected to the internet and it's, like, streaming, graphics and stuff like that. like I would exceed my data limits every month.
It almost seems that Microsoft is. I think I was actually talking to Ryan about this during the week. Is they're not looking at the infrastructure that's in place. Like we're getting these better and better cloud technologies, what I don't think that the companies are seeing is that these technologies are local. They're within facilities. They're within offices, and they work amazingly. And they can work over the internet. But the problem is we don't have the infrastructure. We still have copper in a lot of places. We don't have fiber. We don't even have LTE everywhere.
Well, let me just add this. Microsoft has said that this is something that the Xbox could do in the future. So obviously, the games that are going to be coming out for it, like let's say in the first 3 years, are going to be using the console's hardware. I don't think they're going to be doing the cloud processing just yet. But what they said is that the Xbox One could be the last console you ever buy because of this technology that they can do the processing not locally but in a server somewhere.
That's certainly interesting, as long as, in my opinion, as long as the infrastructure gets upgraded.
But yeah, I mean, if they wait long enough, I mean, like this generation was what, 6 going on 7 years?
Yeah, they said almost 8 years at the launch.
Yeah, so the Xbox One, I mean, is going to go at least that much, I think.
I would have to agree with that. I'd say that's a fair statement. One thing I do agree with Aaron though is. We have a focus, I find right now on digital games, and I realize you can buy the discs, which is a good feature, and there are internet check-ins which won't eat up much data, I'm sure. But with digital games and that, I think that it's almost too early to be focusing on that. We're seeing a good amount of games coming out on Steam and that sort of deal, but in my opinion, that's because it's transferable. Like for example, if I go to a buddy's house, I can bring my Steam games there from one of the folders in the app, and then if my buddy has the game, and of course he purchased it on his account, I can give him that, and it'll install without the internet. So that obviously won't be available on Xbox One, and I think that the infrastructure just isn't ready. We don't have fast enough internet in enough places to have such a major focus on internet-based utilities.
Yeah, because right now the Xbox, about 15% of Xbox owners, Xbox 360 owners, don't have their Xbox connected to the internet at all. That's a pretty sizable market that Microsoft might be losing next generation.
It almost seems that way, but I'm wondering if maybe they're seeing that figure, and maybe if you guys remember right at the beginning of the conference. The Xbox One conference, they even said that there's something coming up for Xbox 360 owners, and they're going to be saying it at E3. So I'm wondering whether they're going to be continuing support a bit longer, and maybe trying to work out a bug, or not a bug, but like a method of dealing with that internet check-in. Because even our own participant of this, Adriano, which is unfortunately away today, he was even saying that he goes out on vacation or whatever, and he brings a console with him. He doesn't connect to the internet, and I do the same thing. If not on vacation more or less, but if I bring a console to a friend's house, I don't bother hooking up the internet. Why would I, right? Like it just doesn't make much sense. I don't take my console to someone else's house to go play online. Yeah, I mean it's going to be split screen or something else. So we'll see as it develops and more with E3, of course. Gearing on up to our next story here. Plants vs. Zombies 2, long-awaited title, finally has a release date of July 18th. This will, at launch, exclusively go on iOS as a free download. And, of course, iOS includes your iPhone, your iPad, and iPod, of course. So what is your guys' opinion on this launch? My opinion is they waited too long, but take it away.
I think it's kind of weird that it's just launching exclusively for iOS.
It is an awkward choice because I don't think they were first on iOS. I think they were actually first on PC. I could be mistaken. It was a long time ago.
I don't remember.
But do you anyone else going to be picking this up? It is free, but I mean, like if say for example you don't have an iPod, iPad, whatever, and it comes out later on another console or another device. And it's not free. Would you guys be picking this up? Do you think that this is a seller for you, or something you buy?
For me, probably not. Mostly because I'm not big on mobile games. So they would be coming out on my iPhone or whatever. Also, my phone's getting up in its years, doesn't run so well. Most games that come out for like mobile are like, optimized for the newest versions. And then, you get mine and the frame rate stutters and then the games slow down and they crash and you're back on the home screen and then you just give up.
To kind of add to Aaron's point, I'm seeing this a lot with mobile technology. I update my mobile technology constantly. Every few months I'm buying a new phone, buying a new tablet, something along those lines. But I'm finding that, like, as I upgrade the technology, I'm almost like within that trend. I'm within a popular group almost, because I'm opening apps on like app stores and whatever on the various platforms, and on most of the platforms I'm seeing updated for like the S4 or whatever, and you're thinking, well, maybe it'll run better on the S4, but how many people have the S4 right now? A lot of people are locked into these 3-year contracts, 2-year contracts are in America, and that sort of deal. And a lot of people, or even if you're not on a contract, they rely on that tab. If you're on Kudo and other carriers, the similar systems, they rely on that $150 off in order to purchase a new phone. I'm almost thinking that the software is slowly getting too quickly, rather than slowly, making things out of date. Like I mean, apps are going upgrading so quickly that it's making phones useless only months or like maybe a year or two after they're out.
Well, I think the problem is we already had we kind of started the smartphones. Their power wasn't good enough when we first created them, and it's weird because we already had computers that were better than the smartphones. It was just getting that power into a small package, right?
Yeah, that's very.
So now we're seeing such a quick progression of new updates to the phones because we already have this technology. It's just a matter of bumping up the specs. And in terms of software, new software is always developed that's better than the hardware, and the hardware has to catch up.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like you'll have a new UI, but it doesn't like maybe it stutters, for example, in the early days of Android, kept stuttering on your tablets and stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like we're constantly catching up with hardware, and it's just the way it's going to be for forever, basically. Now,
I'm not seeing this personally, but other people are clearly seeing this. Do you guys? How long do you think you guys a device of yours lasts to be good to do anything it has at its disposal? So, say for example, like a new app comes out, and your device is a couple years old. Do you think it'll still be able to use it? Well, do you need a new device at that point? Can you just do you just have to not download certain apps?
Well, I know my 3GS, I recently upgraded to the iPhone 5, but my 3GS is pretty sluggish when I'm trying to run apps.
Yeah?
It's a lot slower. It's slowed down significantly.
Now, is that because the apps have updated to be optimized for the 5 and later technologies, or is that just because your 5 is just faster, do you think?
Oh, my 5 is obviously faster, but I'm not sure there's you can download almost all of the games now for the 3GS. Sometimes it'll say that it's not compatible with older models of the iPhone.
See, like that sort of thing kind of concerns me. Where we're getting these app stores and on the various platforms, which is great. And we're collaborating to softwares, and we have technologies now that we're like little guys can make decent money. And I think that's great, but I think the problem is the accessibility here. I almost think there should be some sort of compatibility to go backwards. I myself hate old technology. I'm going to say it. That's why I update all the time. But I realize that there is a need for people who have the old technology. And if these little guys make apps that maybe don't have such a nice texture pack, it automatically detects you at a 3GS or something, then people will buy those apps.
Yeah.
So. Well, I guess we'll see as technology progresses, but we're going to gear on up to a Microsoft story. This is a rumor.
Gear on.
What's that?
Gear on
up, man. So we're going to gear on up to this rumor. Microsoft is apparently considering a major restructuring. Sources say that the technology giant is to reorganize with focus on devices and services, and that the Xbox boss, Don Matrick, could see duties expanded. So with that, it kind of seems like maybe they're looking to cut back people and start making their current people, or the people they're going to be keeping, maybe cover more stuff. I myself can possibly see this, or earlier during the week. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but they're allegedly going to be dropping their Microsoft Surface RT tablet prices significantly in the coming months. What is your opinion on this one, guys? What do you think is the downfall of Microsoft here? What's going down here?
Well, I think this is actually a pretty smart idea. Services are pretty huge, and they're almost at the point where they're getting more popular than the devices themselves. Because Google is going crazy with the services that they provide, and they're all good services as well, except for maybe Google Plus. But yeah, if Microsoft wants to focus more on services, I think that's better than what they've been doing.
But now, in my opinion, I don't know if you guys have used Windows 8 or care to. I know Marty has. They're focusing more on the services, but I think that they really need to do is a restructuring of how they do things in general. Maybe not even administration-wise, but like the awkwardness of using Windows now is ridiculous. Like I was actually talking to Ryan earlier in the week, where I had an antivirus that expired, which is fine because in Windows 8 you have a built-in antivirus, and I got it free with the laptop. So I uninstalled the desktop app, but I thought it was the whole thing. Try to re-enable Windows Defender, didn't work. A lot of people are saying the registry's corrupt. So I finally find out that there is an app, not a desktop app, but an app in Metro under that same name. And right when I deleted that, then I could reactivate because you can't have two antiviruses on there. So like they can focus all they want on the web store that they have and the Microsoft Windows Store and whatever. But I think that they really need to start looking at, they're trying to make this more accessible. Well, I'm pretty technical, like I'm into IT and all that. You confused me, Like, come on now. Like, I don't know what. Aaron, actually, I have a question for you. Since you're not you don't know that much about the technology base, you're more or less into the gaming side of things. Have you ever used Windows 8, Aaron?
I have not ever used Windows 8.
Now, I remember you were mentioning your opinions of Windows 8 before, where I think you said you saw a poll where they asked, do you see do you guys want tiles? Do you see what you like here with this operating system before it comes out, before Windows 8 was launched? And people kept saying no, and they said, oh, you'll get used to it. Are you now, after Windows 8 has like a confirmed update and everything, are you at all enticed to join the Windows 8 family, if you will?
I mean, I don't see any need to. Like, it just doesn't change it for me. Like, I've become so accustomed to, the old layout of, Windows operating systems. It's like a jump. Maybe whether it's a jump forward, I don't know. But, it's just like a jump I don't need to take at this point.
It's a jump in a puddle. That's what it is.
But
That can be fun.
I'm almost at the point now, though. We have to kind of look at this a little bit differently. We always want refreshes of things. We always want the different things. We criticize companies for coming out with the same product, but in the same breath, we're complaining about the new stuff. It's almost like the Metro, to me, is like a new IP of a game. I'll make fun of it if it's intentionally bad, but the Metro, independently, is good. But they just don't know how to integrate it properly. In my opinion, Windows 8 should be a mobile operating system. I think that's where it lies. Think about it.
Well, here's what I don't get is why they decided to get rid of, kind of take you away from the desktop. The desktop is so perfect as a way to organize and navigate your computer. I don't know why they made that less of a focus, because even Apple's getting flack for this, keeping the same desktop for all these years. But I just think it works perfectly. Why change it? I mean,
yeah, it seems like the Windows 8 interface. It looks like something you would have on a big touchscreen monitor or something.
Exactly.
With all the tiles and stuff, the big buttons. It looks like for fingers, big fingers, not a little cursor.
But we are seeing. I don't know about sales wise, but we are seeing a shift in the industry where we have a lot of the all-in-one computers now, not just the Macs, where we have a lot of PC or computers that are straight up the monitor and the computer and everything in one, and it's touchscreen, and we're seeing touchscreen laptops. But I don't find myself reaching out to touch my laptop screen at all. I don't really feel the need to. I think that tablet market, yes, but I think that they should just have better integration between the two. Maybe just sync up your emails better or something, and leave the desktop.
Well, when Apple first came out with the iPhone, everyone's like, "Oh, when's their touchscreen computer going to come out?" Right? And Steve Jobs actually said, like, we've studied this, and people don't want their hand up because your arm gets tired when you have it pointing upwards and you're touching your display. You know,
It's awkward.
it's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, and so that's why Apple doesn't do it. That's why they've integrated touch features into their trackpads, and a lot of iOS features they've translated back into OS X, and they've done a nice job of that.
Now, I actually have another question here, another little scenario that I know Marty loves. So we have an established desktop format that everyone loves on Mac and Windows, of course. Now we're starting to become established as a mobile kind of platform now. So everyone's kind of adapted the either have a fixed bar of apps, or maybe not even have a fixed bar of apps. But the main thing is, of course, you have your apps with little squares on your screen. You're scrolling around. They're opening either in multiple windows or not. And we have, pull-down menus from the top for notifications and, lock buttons and that sort of deal. If we were to start to stray from that, do you think this would be as big of an uproar, like as it is with Windows? Are you so attached to your desktop because it's been around longer than the phone? Or would you actually be like, oh my god, I need to have my old mobile, like, GUI back? Graphical user interface, for those who don't know.
It's tough to say because I can't actually imagine what else they could do with it. To be honest,
See what I mean?
It feels so natural.
Did you imagine Windows 8?
No.
See?
It's stupid.
See, but the thing is, if we had tiles before,
yeah, yeah. I see your point.
What I like about Windows 8 is the fact, like with our mobile devices, we have our lock screen. I like the lock screen on Windows 8. It's customizable. Notifications, I love that kind of stuff. So I think we should have more crossover, but we shouldn't have to mimic, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. But Matt, I think you're right that as consumers, we don't really know what we want in the future. It's up to the innovators to provide us with something, and then if we like it, it catches on and it does well. Yeah. If someone does find a good replacement for the desktop, I think then yes, it may take off.
I agree with that. I think that we have like needs, like maybe we need to code something, or the developer needs to do this, or like financial people need to have spreadsheets. So we have a goal, we have an end goal, and the innovators is what makes us learn the tools to get to that goal, if you will. So like we're all familiar now with opening Excel from the start menu and that sort of deal, to get your work done, to open your browser, etc. So I agree with that. If someone comes up with a good alternative, like even Linux is very similar to Windows, very similar to the desktop. I think people would freak out if they couldn't use that. So,
but I mean, it's like the great the Henry Ford quote, which was, "If I asked the people what they wanted, they'd ask for a faster horse."
Yeah, they didn't know they wanted a car.
It took him to give us a car, and then we all loved the car, or the automobile.
Well, back in the day, but yeah, I can see what you mean. Like their end goal was to get somewhere, and he came up with a better method. Not just one that was like, this horse has like red paint on its hooves, So
flames painted on it.
So
I think
no horses.
A lot of people I think a lot of people they don't know what they want, but I think a lot of people know what they don't want. Which is where I think a lot of issues lie when things come out, and it has something that the people don't want.
It's a weird balancing act.
It is very strange. It's a fight between because you're throwing all your R&D into these things, and if the public doesn't like it, well, are you going to turn around now, or are you going to try to milk a little money out of it? So
that's probably what happened to Microsoft. Is they're like, oh yeah, Windows 8, it's going to be fantastic. We're spending all this money on it. And then people were like, no, this is crap. They're like, well, too bad. We spent too much money on it.
But they could have stopped the Xbox development. It almost seems like they're being arrogant. They could have stopped upgrading the stupid tiles on the Xbox.
No, they're forcing.
Yeah, see, it's stupid. That's ridiculous. But we're going to move on over to our next story here.
Gear? And what happened to Gear?
Gear, I switch it up every now and then for Marty's sake. Anyway, so free and mobile gamers now outnumber the amount of console gamers. Basically, the NPD group, is basically the group that did this study, and they're saying that among all gamers in the United States, 29% of those fall into the free and mobile gaming segment. and this is increased about 2% since 2012. There's also another figure for avid Omni gamers, and these are gamers who frequently play on multiple systems with the consoles and PCs being devices of choice. And they went up also to 16% of the gamer population. And the rest of the 100%, of course, is made up of other segments such as casual gamer, core console gamer, family gamer, and etc., such as social gaming. So, now what is your opinion on this? I kind of agree with this. I don't really...
Yeah, like, it makes sense. I mean, like, everyone has, like, a phone on them at all times. Even if you're not into video games, at one point you're going to, like, download, you know, a game of, like, Solitaire or Bejeweled on your phone. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, you're going to get some kind of game on your phone, and then you get added to that statistic.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, like, even if you're not really a big gamer, you might... Like, I know... people who have just regular phones who have, like, not even smartphones, that just have Sudoku on their phone. Just comes with it, you know? They're playing Sudoku. So...
Sudoku.
No, Ryan.
Sorry.
See, the problem with
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The problem with the statistic is you have to determine what you classify as a gamer. As someone who just exclusively plays, like, Sudoku on their phone, are they considered a gamer?
I wouldn't say so.
I say no. Because you don't call the guy playing crossword on his newspaper a gamer. I mean, you know,
like, just because it's digital doesn't mean, like, you know, you can give him that title of gamer.
It's not a video game. Yeah, it's different.
It's actually, I think it's a fair stat, but I almost think we should have a different name for everything. I think that's why they're kind of trying to, like, pile us into different categories, but I think that we should almost have, like, there shouldn't be gamers, they should be, like, I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be in our kind of category.
I've never been fond of the term gamer.
Like,
Well, why is that?
Well, it's hard to explain, but
Is it just because, like, gamers are seen as nerds and don't do anything? Like, is it the stereotype that you don't like? Like,
I'm fine with the stereotypes. That's what I do.
well, then I don't understand the.
I don't know.
We're playing games.
Just continue with your little show you're doing here.
You know, man, Kay.
I bet you there's, like, cause stats is, like, there's more mobile gamers, but I bet you add the total hours played for mobile gamers doesn't come close to the console gamers.
Some scary hours coming out of it.
Even though there's fewer console gamers, I bet their hours are higher.
Yeah, that's true because, like, I'm playing Minecraft. I'm building a house, simple house. You know, 4 or 5 hours. Some guy's checking in on his frickin' farm in Farmville. You know what I mean? So,
Plays for 30 seconds and then closes it.
exactly. Or even if they're, you know, I've noticed, like, sometimes, like, games miscount hours, so they try to count the gamers, or game hours, or if someone's playing. But in all actuality, it's just opening the browser and they're waiting to frickin' water their farm, you know? So.
It's important.
It's important, but it's not exactly a bad thing. I mean, with the hardware, mobile hardware getting stronger and stronger, it's certainly not unexpected. We're gonna mojig on over, if you will, a new introduction to a Sony story here. Sony is showcasing 40 plus games at E3.
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear anything for a bit.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm just gonna tell everyone that we are on Skype, so over here, this isn't going to be the greatest quality.
Yeah.
But
Aaron's in Dubai.
Aaron's in Dubai on location there.
Ryan's in Turkey.
I don't think Ryan can hear us, but anyway.
I'm in Turkey.
Yeah, Ryan's in Turkey.
I'm in
right
Turkey.
now.
That's what you gave me?
Yeah. How is it over there?
Aaron gets Dubai and I get Turkey?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Turkey, man?
I'm at the top floor of the highest building in Dubai.
Now?
So bad in Turkey.
They have feelings
Came
too.
back from an important business meeting.
Alright, continue.
Continue anyway. So among these 40 titles are, of course, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Vita titles. And some of the specific titles include Beyond Two Souls, Destiny, Drive Club, The Evil Within, Gran Turismo 6, good lord, Tearaway, The Last of Us, and Infamous Second Son. Now, I don't understand The Last of Us. I'm willing to guess that's DLC.
No,
They got The
It's gonna
Last
be
of Us
featured
coming
at
out this week.
on the 14th after E3.
Oh, I was mistaken. I'm sorry, I'm seeing the reviews and I'm thinking it's the next week. I apologize.
Last chance to show it off before its release.
So, what's your opinion on this, guys? Do you think you're going to see a lot of original IPs like Microsoft's kind of trying to do, or
40 plus games is like a crazy number to like throw into one conference. No, I'm not sure if it's they mean like 40 plus games to be shown in the conference or just to be shown at E3 like on the show floor for head demos. They don't exactly specify.
I don't think it's going to be 40 on a conference. It is just showcasing. So I'm willing to guess that anything in, like, you know how they do little intros?
Yeah.
Anything, like, even if it's like a split second. Right?
They always open up those videos.
But that, you know, it's cool, whatever. They're showing off their stuff, so getting little glimpses and probably on the show floor. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
That's a crazy number, though.
I'm thinking that this is showing that E3 is not dead. It's just Nintendo going rogue, and we're seeing Microsoft and Sony relying on E3 to deliver game content, and I think they're going to show off the PlayStation 4 looks.
You know what I find weird about Nintendo's not why they're not doing a conference? It's almost like they're bowing their heads to Sony and Microsoft and saying, "Look, you guys already won." Do you know what I mean? It kind of feels that way to me. That they're kind of just backing away, being like, "Okay, you guys won. We're gonna go sit over here with our little console and have our own little tiny conference."
Microsoft didn't win shit.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is just like, regardless of all the crap, they still made a better console than the Wii U.
The Wii U is lost. The Wii U has lost. 100%.
I could play my console without an internet connection.
I think they should have came out swinging and had an amazing conference and then showed people that Nintendo's still alive. But by doing this, it's almost like they gave up.
Yeah, they just have their live Nintendo Direct getting released on the Tuesday.
Which is boring as hell.
I think it's Sega. I think they're pulling off a Sega. They're going into the background. I just turned off my computer. That's why Murray says it's getting really quiet. But basically, I think that what's going to happen is they maybe might pump out another generation of consoles, and if they don't nail it, if they don't hit the nail on the head, I think they're done. Other than the handheld market, I think they're screwed. I think they're going to be licensing it.
I think one of the problems with Nintendo is they don't like release kind of on the same schedule as, you know, Microsoft and Sony. So like it's like the Sony and Microsoft consoles come out like together, and then like Nintendo console comes out, you know, somewhere in between, and it's like that in between that like kind of messes them up. Like no one's prepared for a new console yet; they don't need one, but they're like always kind of like the first one to ship out their, you know, they're like subpar next gen.
I can see that. I can see that certainly. Like, I mean, it was a lot of hype saying Wii U, you know, we're going out to buy our Wii U's and whatever, and then, you know, we're coming up on about 6 months or so. I forget actually when the Wii U's came out. I think it's November 18th. But regardless, coming up on like, you know, soon going to be a year for this thing, which is soon approaching, and you know, we're not really seeing anything impressive out of it, and it almost seems like they just wanted to do the 360 thing and just kind of get a console out there. And it was too early, and I think that Microsoft had never realized it first, and that's basically what went down. And not to mention the fact that they don't have backing for anyone. They have no developer support again. Like, the Wii, they had developer support, but not AAA games. Stupid freaking mini games. And people don't buy them.
It was a very rushed console. They wanted to be first to push their console out, and as a result, it felt very rushed. There was a lot of problems. That day one patch, which we got our name from actually, it was a mess of a launch.
That took a long freaking time. Like, it was like 5 gigs.
Yep.
And then Ryan found a bug right away. He connected to the internet in his one house, and then he went back from his vacation house or whatever, went back to his original house, if I'm remembering, and he couldn't connect because it had a different Wi-Fi profile. Since he didn't update the frickin' console yet, couldn't reconnect. Had to update the thing so it would patch it. So
that's brilliant.
That's a friggin' disaster. Like, come on, guys. Like Jesus. Put the software on the damn thing. Like, frick.
Come on, guys.
This actually goes straight into
our next story actually, because we kind of really got off title with the Sony here.
Oh well, Sony's gonna be good. So yeah,
Is
next
that what
story.
we were talking about?
We were talking about Sony, and now we went straight into our next story, kind of automatically,
Typical day one pass.
which is the hey man,
Did that on
we're
purpose.
talking opinions here.
Well, I think we all know Sony's gonna do good. So I mean, we don't really need
We
to.
don't really need to elaborate again.
Games are gonna be good. The console's gonna be awesome. The price point's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be an awesome conference. And that's
What
it.
about that price point?
The price point, no.
No, they're gonna knock it out of the park.
No, they're not.
Here's what I'm saying. Wait.
Yeah, it's true.
350
What if
for the 350 for the console, and then they're gonna have a bundled version with the Vita.
If they do that, I'm buying the Vita again.
Kind of have the
That's fine. I have a scratch on the bezel.
That's cool. I love.
What if the PS4 is actually going to have like restrictions similar to the Xbox, but they're just too terrified to announce it,
That's what exactly.
and so they just keep putting it off?
No, they know. They know. They're loving this Xbox. I don't know how you want to put it, but they love all the hate that Xbox is getting right now.
They shat their pants. That's what happened.
This is, but basically, I think that we're on the right track here. Where I don't think Sony's going to be releasing some scary stuff, or at least not much scary stuff, is because we're seeing a lot of developers come out there and they're saying, "Yo, this is amazing. We can code on this. This is fast. It's quick. We have limitless possibilities with what we're thinking of right now, and that sort of deal." And then we go to the Xbox One and we're saying, "We got Call of Duty." Yeah. Like, come on, you know.
And TV.
We got no TV,
We have TV.
television. Like, come
And
on.
sports.
We got Halo TV series.
Did I mention it's a water cooler?
It is the next water cooler. But
There's like a little spigot on the side of the Xbox.
oh,
You
good
know.
lord! Just to pour out the melted plastic, because it's probably gonna overheat. Alleviate itself a little bit. But like we're seeing some stupid things from Microsoft, and I hate the term service that they're abusing. It was caught really easily, like really like thin amount in the conference where the guy's like, check out all these stuff, my fantasy football team and all this crap. He's like, part of the new Xbox, the Xbox sports service. All right, moving on to this. Cuts it. Doesn't say how much it is, what it was, nothing.
I think we mentioned it in the last show that sounds like it's going to be a premium service, so you're going to have to pay to get those features.
Yep, it's gonna be like you have to have ESPN and like all that crap, you know.
Oh, my God.
Well, the TV features are only going to be in the U.S.
Yeah, for now, yep. So
Yep.
my Xbox gonna be like Xbox Watch TV. Sorry, I can't do that in Canada. Why? Are the electrons here different? You know? Frick.
Well, no, I think you can watch your TV through it, but there's features like the what was it, the NBA thing they had, stuff like that. Like the bonus content, I think is only available in the U.S. But I think you can still say like
Watch TV.
Xbox CBS or ABC or CBC, I guess.
Well, what I'm thinking it might be is I'm thinking that maybe you can use it as a switcher, so you can say Xbox TV. Now, again, this is just my opinion, but Xbox, like, watch TV, and it'll just do TVs, and I can say channel 231 or whatever. But I think the CRTC is what's cutting it. CRTC is very strict, and I think that maybe they're saying, no, you cannot use CBS's logo on this console. This is a game console. I bet you they have some sort of weird regulation. They're like, no, you can't mix the two.
I don't know, because there's no restriction on the Wii U's Wii TV.
But is it using the packages? Like, it's just like just like a TV remote. Is it using like can you say CBS and it'll go to CBS, for example?
You can't say it, but you can bring up a guide on the gamepad and like select stations on that guide.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm mistaken then. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't set it up because the Wii U breaks. So.
I mean, I know the CRTC is gonna be like, hey, we're gonna stop people from watching our programming,
That's true. But I mean, like, I don't know. They're really strict here in Canada for some reason. But I think it might just be region locked and copywriting. Maybe they're just like, oh no, you know what, whatever, America only for right now.
Well, the Wii TV was only in the U.S. for a bit, wasn't it?
I'm not 100% sure. I know that like some other features on like other services were that way as well. Like searching up certain things. I know that on certain GPS modules, even you couldn't search for like places. Like I know, like you can search for stores on a lot of GPS. Well, sometimes it's not available right away. Stuff like that. I don't understand why, but we'll I'm not actually going to research it because I know the reason's going to anger me, but I don't agree with it regardless. We're gonna move on over here to a little special segment. Here we got Marty's Xbox One Mayhem, where he because I love names of stuff, and we're gonna
Marty's Mayhem.
there you go.
Loves alliteration.
And yeah, we're gonna go on. Or Marty's gonna take it away with some Xbox One stories here.
Alright, so if you watched the Xbox One press conference, you might have been a little bit confused on everything. So, on June 6th, Microsoft decided to give some clarity on all of the rumors that were we talked about in post-conference. So they did confirm that the Xbox will have to connect to the internet every 24 hours. And if you want to log in on a separate console to access your game library, you're going to have to connect to the internet per hour. So once per hour.
So your profile is locked to a home console, for lack of a better way to say it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be able to log in onto someone else's console and access your games. Also, used games, and they say lending games to friends, but you're not really lending them. You're gifting them to friends. So the deal with that is you're able to lend, quote unquote, a game to a friend. You have to be actual friends with them on Xbox Live for at least 30 days before you can send them a game.
Fuck off.
And you can only do it once to one person, and they cannot send it to someone else afterwards. So if I buy a game, I can send it to you if I've been friends with you for at least 30 days on Xbox Live.
And it takes away from your profile then, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it. I can't
give it back to you?
You can't give it back, and I can't give it to anybody else.
They just fucking changed the definition of lend.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like the games are like trading cards. Like, I'll trade you this one if you trade me that one. No trade backs.
That's kind of cool now, actually.
Well, Matt, they're not changing the definition of lend. You can no longer lend your friend a game. You can only give your friend a game.
Yeah, but aren't they saying lend though?
No, Microsoft did not say lend. You cannot lend your game to anyone.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to trade it in, you go to EB Games here in Canada or GameStop or wherever. You trade it in. When someone comes to buy it, it's theirs forever. They can't give it to a friend.
So each game can only be given away once.
What the fuck? There it is.
Yeah. We've all had to cope with this news. I think we've already got it out of our system, but if this is Matt's first time hearing it, he can't handle it.
Bullshit.
He's just sobbing in the corner.
Continue.
The useless corner.
All right. If you own a PS3, you're pretty familiar with installing your games. So now you're gonna have to do that on your Xbox One. Each game is gonna have to be installed to your console.
On the 500 gig hard
On
drive.
your 500 gig hard drive.
Ayo, expandable by a Microsoft proprietary drive. That's a complete guess, but
So it's not so bad when you think about it. When you consider that you can now log into those games from someone else's console.
oh my god, I hate them so much.
Moving on to the Kinect now, people. This is a mess. You ready for this one?
Just go fuck.
It's always got to be plugged in. It's always got to be connected.
I heard that.
You cannot disconnect the Kinect. You can turn it off, but it's always got to be connected.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to? My Kinect breaking, and then my console becoming rendered useless when I don't use the fucking Kinect.
You need to buy another $100 Connect.
And until you buy that Kinect, you can't use your Xbox.
If you were concerned about privacy issues, Microsoft has stated that you are in control of what the Kinect can see and hear. But by default, the Kinect is on and just waiting for you to say Xbox on, like say if your console's off. But you can turn that feature off if you want.
But isn't that only what it listens for? It doesn't listen for anything else. It's only listening
It's
for
just
Xbox on.
listening for that key term Xbox on. That's all it's listening for. But you can turn that feature
Why
off.
not doing it activate? Activate is so much cooler than
I was
on.
going to say, can we customize it?
If you could customize it, that'd be badass.
Because I customize it like, yo, bitch, turn on. And then, you know?
rollout.
Oh my god!
There you go. It should work for Microsoft.
If I can change it to rollout, I'm buying it day one.
Even though all the other crap that goes along with it.
I'll do that, and I'll just unplug it and leave it.
So there you have it. It's just Microsoft trying to clear up some of the rumors that were around after their conference.
Almost gonna have a friggin' hernia in the process.
All the rumors kind of turned out to be true, to be honest, and it sounds a lot scarier coming from Microsoft's own mouth.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, we shall see probably even more scary stuff at E3, but
I'm terrified at E3 this year.
we're going to move on to our last segment before we go into our E3 content, and this one is called Aaron's Voice Actor Monstrosity.
It's like such an overreaction. It's like the title is ridiculous.
Aaron,
But anyway.
take it away and express your opinion, even if it's not violent, in a violent tone.
I don't have a violent tone.
Then just proceed, please.
So basically, the issue is just like various companies choosing to replace beloved voice actors as leading roles in their games. Obviously, the most recent is Konami choosing not to cast David Hayter as Solid Snake in the next Metal Gear, which it bummed a lot of people out. Probably David more than anyone.
Yeah.
But you play these games through all the series, and you get to learn that voice, and then for that voice to be gone, it's almost as if it's a different character. And it's like you don't want to play as a different character. You want to play as the guy you love. It's the same with when they announced the new Splinter Cell Blacklist, I think. When they announced Michael Ironside wasn't voicing Sam Fisher, it was such a bummer, and it's probably going to be one of the leading reasons I don't get the new Splinter Cell. Is because like I've got all the other ones since if the series first started, and it's like I want to play as Sam. I don't want to play as whoever this guy is who just looks like Sam.
So, is he going to be trying to kind of replicate David Hayter's voice, or is he going to be going in his own direction?
I mean, like I'm sure he's gonna try to be gruff, and I'm sure he's not gonna try to imitate
Is he just gonna
David Hayter. He's probably just gonna do his best Snake impression, not his best David Hayter impression. But I mean, I don't know. We have to see, I guess, how that turns out.
What bothers me is Kojima's reasoning for choosing Kiefer Sutherland. And it was that in this time the game the what was it, Phantom Pain, right?
Yeah.
It takes place in like 1989, right?
Somewhere in the 80s, yeah.
And so Big Boss is about like 49 years old. So they wanted to choose a voice actor who was in their late 40s and who could portray a more mature voice along with facial expressions, because they're doing the whole facial mocap now with Kiefer Sutherland. But my problem with that is that David Hayter played an even older Solid Snake in MGS4.
I mean, technically that was like an advanced aging process caused by the Foxdie virus.
A bunch.
Technically, he wasn't older, he just looked older. But, yeah, you're right, he was older.
Yeah, so I mean, what was his problem then? And I don't know if it's just because of the facial capture, but I don't know.
Has there been any word?
Well,
Has there been any word from the actors themselves? Like, are they not available? Do they not want to do it?
No, David totally wanted to do it, but he was like super bummed when like they didn't contact him to do it.
Pretty sure he found out he didn't get the gig the same time we did.
Heyo.
Well, yeah, because he had called up Kojima or his company or Konami, whoever his contact is there, and the guy invited him out to lunch. They went to lunch, and he said, "Yeah, we don't need you for this project." And that was it.
He was like a dedicated Snake too. Like I remember hearing somewhere that because as the games have gone on, Snake's voice has become like raspier and more gruff, And so, like, he would just be, like, sitting in, like, the recording studio, just, like, smoking cigarettes, like, one after the other, and, like, drinking hard alcohol just to get his voice to, like, hit that, you know, that tone of just, like, gritty, you know, war hero.
I think another problem they're going to have is it's such a memorable voice, you know?
Yeah.
And if you just can't suddenly change... It's not like they just changed the voice actor. They changed the character, you know?
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll have to wait to hear him to actually give true judgment on it. But, yeah, I'm pretty bummed.
Yeah, like, he could do it, like, a fantastic job at voice acting, but it's just still not the same. And it's like that change that the people don't like.
I don't know if any of you follow David Hayter on Twitter, but recently he's been kind of like making little snarky remarks towards Konami. Here he had on May 29th, "I'm so excited for E3, I just hope I don't lose my voice."
Ew.
I do remember that, and everyone got excited because they're like, "Oh my God, maybe he is going to be Snake." After you know, Kojima said that he wasn't,
And then
and then he wasn't.
recently he kind of congratulated Kiefer Sutherland on getting the job. "Oh well, can't fault at Real Kiefer. Great actor, good man. The game will probably still be excellent, like New Coke." And if you're familiar with what New Coke was, it was Coca-Cola trying to reinvent their new the new cola, which did terribly.
So that's good stuff.
He sounds a little upset.
Oh, I'd be pretty upset. I mean, like,
But
you're freaking.
did you hear that? The conspiracy theories about it's just a big troll by Kojima, because they were saying that the Coke, new Coke, was originally put out by, or knowingly worse by Coca-Cola, but put out to boost sales of their original Coke. So then, like, we're like Metal Gear conspiracy theorists are saying, oh, Kojima's just telling us that this other voice actor is gonna, you know, be Snake, but it's just gonna like boost the real Snake when he's, you know, ready to reveal another truth.
Actually, do you know how awesome that would be?
I wouldn't put it past him, actually. That sounds like something that crazy bastard would do.
But word on the street, Kojima is, you know, a tricky guy. Hard to read.
This would be super exciting. What if he comes out E3 and like they reveal that he's going to be Snake?
Like, it'd just be like ridiculous at that point, though. It'd be like, why like all this back and forth?
To get us more excited this game.
I know, but I'm already excited. Any Metal Gear fan, you know, saw that first trailer and was like, I'm just gonna get this game.
I was gonna get it until it was Metal Gear.
Okay, I'm not gonna get into this with you right now.
Okay, yo, come on. Okay, come on now. Hold the freaking phone here.
Hold it.
Phantom Pain or any new IP nowadays is pretty freaking rare. How awesome would it have been to have a new IP right now? Come on.
Been good.
I mean, honestly, I would love any, you know, Metal Gear playing as Big Boss. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I realize that maybe you like your Metal Gear or whatever, that's fine. But my problem with Metal Gear is that it is not a new IP, and the fact that Phantom Pain was assumed by many, but not all, of course, that it wasn't a Metal Gear game. To me, it's disappointing, and I will be purchasing it as a result of that. A new IP is a lot better than an old one. Like, even AC, I love AC, but if a new Assassin's game comes out, I will be buying that first.
Well, I mean, like that, like if it had been one, but like it's not. Like, you could just like, you know, make up a game that doesn't exist and be like, well, that's your new IP.
I suppose, but okay, we're not going to get into this. Anyway, we're going to move on to some E3 predictions, our E3 little segment here. So, from your opinions of what this E3 is going to be, is this the last E3? Is what's going down? Who's going to bring it? Who's going to fail?
Did you just want to a circle and get all our opinions?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a philosophical circle, if you will.
Yeah.
Upgrade from the corner.
So,
Philosophical circle.
someone take it away, man.
Point us in a direction.
Okay, I will go then. I will state
my opinion. Okay, out of all the developers, the main ones, I'm going to include Microsoft in that, so, you know, the console makers and that sort of thing. Out of all of them, which one do you guys think is going to really bring it for them? Maybe not do the best, but maybe the best for them, if you will. So, like, you know, if maybe Ubisoft always had like 1 out of 10, and all of a sudden they bring, you know, a 5 or 6, you know, that's a pretty big jump. So, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Sony. I think Sony's going to hit it out of the park. I think they need this, and they've seen the mistakes Microsoft has made. They're analyzing this. They're keeping quiet. They're only giving us good news and little tidbits of it. They're not giving us a lot of details. So I think they're going to bring it, and if they bring that console and it doesn't look like a freaking retarded thing, I think it's going to look amazing. I think they're going to do amazing. What do you guys think? Marty, if you will.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Thinking about Sony's press conference is kind of like the same feeling. Like, I know there's a guy with a sniper rifle around me.
What?
He could shoot me anytime. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
Like, just picture yourself in the field,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, there's a guy out there somewhere, and he's got a sniper rifle.
Okay, that's pretty bad feeling.
That's the feeling I'm
Does
getting.
he want Matt dead?
Like, they're just gonna drop some terrible, terrible news on me that just surprise me.
Well, you know, the problem with Sony's conferences is they're always pretty strong, but then there's always one section where it's just like
That's,
no one gives a crap.
That's all conferences, though. You have to get the bonus.
No. Well, Microsoft's conferences are always full of crap, and Nintendo was full of false promises.
Nintendo just does their own thing.
Now, what about the opinion that Microsoft got all the crap out of the way already? And now it's just all going to be good.
I'm still confused as hell for this console.
Yeah, you were giving us the clarification, and I still had questions. I was questioning you on the clarifications.
Yeah.
You know, too much. Aaron was saying this to me earlier. Too much limitation. Like I realize that there's copyrights in place, and there's ways to deal with it. Someone is going to make a hacked version of the Xbox One. Someone is going to make a virtual server that tells the Xbox One to continually run and pretend to check in. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think, I don't know, I feel like the Xbox would be pretty protected, and like I feel like it just goes to one server, and that server's owned by Microsoft.
No, but like, I mean, somebody will figure out, hey, it's telling, like, the server is telling the console to run by giving it this command after checking this. Well, let's make a friggin' fake server that automatically tells it just to force run. You know what I mean? Because there's always technician tools in consoles and devices. There's always the little technician tools that will allow people who are trying to fix it or troubleshoot it to be a little bit easier. So people are going to abuse those.
Now, I was thinking about this on the ride over here, actually, but we probably won't know the answer until we actually get our hands on the Xbox One. But what actually happens when that 24-hour time frame runs out?
Yeah, is it just going to go like, woo?
Oh, wait. I got an answer for that.
Okay.
Do it up?
You cannot play any of your games,
Sweet.
Nope.
whether they be online or offline, but you can still watch your TV through it.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
You can-
it just becomes like a non-gaming console after that. But I'm wondering what happens while you're playing it.
It probably shuts it off.
Is it going to prompt me beforehand? Am I going to be able to save my game?
No. Because you don't own it now. They don't know if you own it.
Well, no,
It's just
you know,
a flashing warning sign appears, and there's
Well,
like
you know
skull and
SimCity
crossbones
did?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what SimCity did? They have like a little thing in the corner that pops up and says lost connection to the network or whatever. It doesn't immediately kick you off.
Oh, okay.
It continues to try to search for it, but it tells you that the connection's lost. So, I mean, like, do whatever you can to save it, even though there's no saving in SimCity. But I'm sure there'll be something like that telling you that your Xbox hasn't checked in. I guess save your progress before you get completely shut off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't even know if they're going to give you that because they don't know if their system is going to assume you don't own the game anymore.
Deleting game.
You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing? You go to your friend's house, you sign in, it's working, their internet goes down for 2 hours, lol.
Yeah.
Internet is not reliable.
Well, how often has your internet gone down for 2 hours?
Pretty frequently. If it goes down for exactly 2 hours 90% of the time because they're doing maintenance. They're doing maintenance.
Exactly, down to the second.
So, okay, now hold the phone here. It's like, it can be 2 hours, 15 minutes. But the point is, like, it's pretty clear that it was maintenance because it's usually around, like, 2 hours.
But I can't say my internet has ever gone off for 2 hours.
Mine is. If you think of
But yours is, you're on cell towers. You're a little different, Marty.
No, I just lost my train of thought.
Now, I don't know if that helps you.
Well, let me give my predictions for E3.
I found it. Hold up.
There you
Oh,
go.
go ahead.
What happens when
On the
Xbox
frame.
Live needs maintenance? Are we not allowed to play our single-player games?
Actually, I was going to ask a similar question that ties in with this. Does my game save on the cloud like SimCity? Or does it save on the console and then it's uploaded to the cloud? Like it can right now? Like I can save it and then I can copy it over to the cloud?
Yeah.
What is it doing? Is it saving to the cloud and then the 500 gigs is dedicated to installs? Or is it both? And I can upload to the cloud optionally, or it has to be uploaded, but I can have it locally as well.
It's not like they had a whole press conference on this or anything.
Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I think it's all gonna be cloud saves.
Fuck.
Because if your console has to be connected anyways, why not?
They already had cloud
When I-
outages on their freaking Xbox 360. I never experienced it, but I got a message saying, "Hey, we're sorry for the cloud issues. Here's a free Xbox. There's a free Gold subscription for a month." All right.
What happens in, like, say, 10 to 15 years when the Xbox One is like a retro console, let's say?
You throw it in the garbage.
Like, but like, so many people, every once in a while they want to bust out their old Nintendo, their old Genesis, or
Fucking
what
bad.
have you.
Licenses ran out. Throw it in the garbage.
Like,
I don't mean to, like that. That's literally what they're being like. They're being that abrupt. Too fucking bad. Go in the garbage. Buy it again. Buy it again. Buy another license. Do that. Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, you don't own those games anyway.
not proper.
Like that's what I personally feel like. It feels like they're just being that abrupt and that rude. Too fucking bad. Throw in the garbage. Get rid of it. Too bad. Too bad. It's old. It's old now. Get rid of it. Buy a new one.
Buy the new HD collector's edition.
Buy an HD collector's edition. Coming out soon. Full retail. But then in 2 years it'll be buy another one. Come on. Where's your licenses? That's fucking bullshit. We'll see. Well, actually, I don't even know if we're gonna freaking see. We're gonna see when the console comes out, and then I'm gonna freaking break something. That's what's gonna happen. But
Maybe we can only hope that, like, after like a few years they like remove restrictions or something like that.
Yeah.
And you laugh at that idea.
in a few years,
I'm trying to be hopeful.
in a few months,
I'm
they
trying
can
to like
remove
find
Metro
the silver
and
lining.
This is gonna be a bad console.
It's gonna be a shaky start.
Now, do you think this is gonna be a shaky console gen? Or do you think this is gonna be do you think, okay, Sony hasn't said anything about like severe DRM and stuff like that, but let's straight up assume,
DRM's the future, man.
I know, but let's straight up assume that both consoles have the same restrictions. That hasn't been announced, but just say straight up it does. And everyone hates it. Do you think that the next console gen after that will be going in the same direction? Or do you think that they're going to go in the... or do you think
I
they're going
don't
to fix it?
If say they did have these DRM things this generation, I think their sales would go down a lot.
But would they care? Windows 8's been out for a long time. They haven't been selling that well.
But these consoles are like expensive, and then they're giving all this money to publishers to create games for their consoles and stuff. But if they're not making any money because only the select few people can are set up just the way to fit Microsoft's dream world of console users, then not enough people are going to be having the money to give them to make games, and then it almost seems like it would die out.
The quality of games would go down.
Now here's a question.
Then we'd all be reduced to mobile gaming.
No mobile gaming, but here's a question for you. So say for example, they come with all this DRM and their sales are plummeting and stuff like that. Do you think that they'll fix it in gen? And here's another question, actually, an even bigger one this time, is we have these opinions because we've been gaming since we were little or whatever. and we have these opinions growing up. But what percentage of the sales are the parents just buying the console for this 7-year-old kid that wants to play Call of Duty? If I was like 7, I wouldn't know what the hell all this DRM crap. All I know is that my parents are going to buy me an Xbox, and I'm going to have I'm going to be able to play Call of Duty online.
My kids aren't going to think that.
Whatever, that's fine. But I mean, like, a lot of the time, like, you go out on Christmas, and that's why the consoles are selling out. So, are they going to be hurt by us, like, bitching about it? Because we're seeing a lot of bitching online. We're seeing a lot of bitching and complaining online, but they're from people like us. The 7-year-old kid doesn't go on there and say, I don't like DRM. He says, I want to play Call of Duty. And his mom and dad go and buy him one so he can play the newest Call of Duty.
It is true, yeah. I guess there's a lot of people who are just going to go into the next gen uneducated, and they're going to go buy their games, and then they're going to be like, they're going to call the parents or the mom or whatever. They're going to call PB Games and be like, why I bought this game from a friend, why isn't it working? And then they're going to have to explain it. Oh, you're screwed. You've been X-boned.
Even Aaron, you even saw this. We saw a parent with a bunch of kids come into the store to EB Games. They bought a points card. They didn't know how to buy Minecraft. They downloaded the demo. They didn't understand why it wasn't going. They used the points, but it went into their account. They hadn't bought the game yet. But the instant he was playing Minecraft for 10 minutes, he thought he was playing the game, and all of a sudden it kicked them off, and they thought they only paid for 10 minutes. Remember that, Aaron?
Yep.
Like, people are uneducated, and all this...
Oh, yeah, she called, and then she even came into the store 15 minutes later because she still was confused.
Yeah, because the little kids are confused. Like if I would ever have children, or like any of us, like we would have at least, their kids would at least have the sense, or we'd be able to fix the issue. Look at it, identify what's wrong, and fix it. But a lot of people, like if you're in HR or like any sort of like job that doesn't require you to be technologically inclined, you are screwed. Like these DRM things are going to be confusing.
Oh, I feel like the next Xbox, like the support lines and like the tech lines, they're going to be busy for so long. They're going to need to like triple their staff.
Like, I'm fucking confused right now, for fuck's sakes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is insane. But we'll see what's going down here. Do we have any more opinions for this E3 after all that jig?
Ryan was gonna say something.
Oh, well, yeah. Basically, my predictions are with Sony's 40 games they're going to be showing off. I think maybe probably a good portion of that is either going to be PS3 games or PS3 cross PS4 games. You know what I mean?
So you don't think their conference is going to be just geared towards releasing this new console?
I think a good portion of it is going to be, but I think they're going to start it off kind of slow, how they usually do, talking about their old consoles. I think they're going to do the PS3 first, right? Talk about that. Talk about their 10-year plan that they always like talking about. Then they're going to do the Vita. Tell us about the Vita, and then they'll finally do the PS4 at the end, and they'll show the box. They'll maybe not give a price. I don't know if they. Yeah, I think they would give a price.
I think price is pretty important.
And then, at the end of the Sony conference, I think we're going to see Uncharted 4. That's what I think is going to happen.
Uncharted game. I can see another Uncharted game, but I can see it going cross between PlayStation and the Vita. So, like,
of course, yeah,
I want to see more of the Vita. What is the Vita going to be?
Well, also, I guess Sony is making it mandatory to have all games be cross-play with the Vita.
That, to me, is fucking amazing, because I thought for sure, I was like, I don't care, the Wii U, I won't be using that feature, but I have friends over, and they usually go on the computer, and I'll go on the console, we'll talk, whatever, or we'll play split screen. But sometimes they want to play a console game, and so do I, and, we're hanging out at my house. I found myself going on the Wii U, booting up freaking Scribblenauts. I was playing with Scribblenauts, and I turned it away from the TV, and they were playing, Grand Theft Auto or whatever. That is friggin' fantastic.
They're making that mandatory?
For devs. Devs have to include. Just same with trophies. When trophies first came out, they thought like devs weren't doing it. Sony's like, okay, you can't have a game on a console. To me, that's fair, right? Because it's an optional feature, but that feature has to be there. Because devs will be like, fuck it,
It kind of just sounds like another thing that they would just include for the first-party games, kind of like the move controls and for the
Simul View.
Even the 6-axis in early days. Not a whole lot of third-party developers were using those features.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to force everyone to do it now, because we've seen success with trophies. We've seen failed Simulview. We've seen failed 6-axis. So now they're like, no, if you want to develop on here, you have to do this. And I guarantee that they're making it easy. It's not like the Wii U where it's completely proprietary. It's just like, make sure this can stream to this. Done. Because the Vita's pretty freaking powerful. It's not weak.
It's essentially a PS3 in your
It's
hands.
essentially a PS... It's fantastic. I'm not going to get there again.
Well, it has more rank than the PS3.
It's amazing. And it's a freaking tank. Bouncing off the concrete off its screen, not a scratch. Other than the bezel. That's it. The freaking bezel, which is meant to protect it. Whatever. That's amazing.
I'm just going to bring up the schedule for E3 in case y'all were interested. I was pretty hilarious to find out that Konami's pre-E3 show was Thursday, June 6th, 10 a.m.
Like I get shite.
Yeah. But anyway,
Did they post it anywhere? Can we watch that
I
somewhere?
don't know. I'm going to check for it as soon as we're done here.
I've not seen it anywhere.
Also on Sunday, Call of Duty gameplay preview.
Yep, okay, move on.
So Monday's when things really start, though, as Microsoft starting 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So they're always starting early on the first day. And then followed by Electronic Arts at 1 p.m., Ubisoft at 3 p.m., and Sony at 6 p.m. And that would complete the first day, Monday, June the 10th.
And are those Eastern time?
PDT.
Okay, so Pacific time.
And then Tuesday, the following day, Nintendo is doing their Nintendo Direct online, as well as the future of Final Fantasy
I don't give a shit about
at
that.
9 a.m.
I am freaking excited for this E3. I am gonna be, because now that I have data on my phone, I'm gonna be freaking right in there.
I think I have the day off. So.
Alright, I'm gonna be. I never watch the conferences.
I watched them live.
I always want to, but I'm always at work or something, and then I come home and I'm like, oh, watch the highlights,
Like I mentioned this to Ryan, I get up early, I make a big ass breakfast, I watch the first conference, then I make a big ass lunch, and then the rest of my day is just eating E3. There's 4 E's in my E3.
Is E4 gonna cover this?
Yeah.
I remember
That's
when
amazing.
I used to got work or whatever, it'd be summer for us around this time, so I used to freaking just sit there watching G4. My eyes would be like bloodshot red because I'd be up and sleep for like 2 hours a day. I'd just be watching.
That's really bad.
It's really bad. It's gonna be 4 days and then I just die.
But
3 days.
no G4.
No G4, huh?
E4 though.
What the hell does that mean?
Good
Lord Esquire?
No, eating.
What? I thought it was E4, like Esquire channel.
E4,
Good
E4
lord.
is for me.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to gear on up here to our philosophical corner, which is a two-parter this week.
Is it?
Two-parter right now. Basically, this is kind of reflecting on the current gen. What is your most memorable parts or features or whatever of the current console gen? It can be any console, and I'm considering the Wii U this gen.
It just came out.
I'm considering the
Do
Wii
you
U.
have many memories?
I threw my freaking gamepad because of
That's
the
pretty funny.
zombie.
That's pretty funny.
I'll start out here. Because I'm considering the Wii U this gen, because it is out now. I was playing some Zombie U, and I was new to using the tablet controller, of course, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And I find out you can ping on the map, so I send out like a little radar burst. So it beeps when there's a zombie near you or an enemy or a life form for that matter. So I'm pinging and I'm realizing, hey, birds are lighting up and stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's just life form. So I'm hitting it, and there's one where it keeps going blip, like right when I hit it, so I know it's close to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, where the fuck is this thing? And it's 3 in the morning. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing. I turn around, this fucking zombie grabs me and pulls me and starts like screaming. And I'm like, fuck me! And I threw the Wii U gamepad. It was the first day. Hit the floor. So yeah, that's my memorable game experience.
I gotta say, the most fun I've had gaming all year was watching you play Zombie U.
There you go. Fuck, that's such a good game. Damn. What about you, Aaron?
Now, are we talking game experiences or just console experiences?
Actually, yeah, I kind of went into our second heading.
No, let's keep this one console. Let's keep this console.
Okay, yeah. So I kind of buggered that up, but.
For console experiences, I would definitely say like 100%. Just like the random party chats we've had on the Xbox, like over the years.
Yeah.
Like the places our conversations have just like degraded to are just sometimes so like ridiculous that they just live on as quotes in just like regular day-to-day conversations now amongst
When
us.
boobs are bouncing, I stay awake, Aaron.
Hey, I was gonna get my sister to cross-stitch that for
I know,
you,
but she wants to charge
hanging
me.
on your wall. It would cost like $5.
I'm a cheap son of a bitch.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Moving on over, Ryan Johnson. Last but not least here.
Did Marty go?
Yeah. I thought you went. Oh, you just said me. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I buggered it up. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Memorable console experience.
It's a weird one, eh?
Yeah, because I was gonna say Rock Band. Would that?
Yeah,
be
that's
considered-
hardware. That is a console accessory.
But whenever I think about back or think back to the days when I played Rock Band, and like this was like what grade 10, 11?
Yeah,
maybe?
grade 10, 11. 10 was when
When we were in grade 10 or 11, and it was just fun. And Marty recently had a Rock Band party, and it was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, it was. Good stuff.
Aaron should have been
Aaron
there.
totally skipped out on that.
I showed up
I
regardless of my
was
lateness.
like a million miles away with no ride.
Aaron,
He
fucking
was in
fly.
Dubai.
I don't get fucking Dubai. Stop reporting.
I'm busy businessman, taking care of
Business.
the things, taking care of the business every day, taking care of business
Marty?
every way.
That's a weird question, but I'm gonna have to say the durability of my consoles. If you ever see me around my electronics, I throw them around and stuff. Even Ryan's occasionally. But I threw my Wii down the stairs accidentally,
Fuck.
and it survived. It broke off with the little door, which always breaks off.
Mine still works.
Yeah, but my Wii U was a tank, or my Wii was a tank. My 3DS, I've thrown that around.
Knock on wood, man. Good lord.
How about that bag of 3DS games, Marty?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'll tell that story real quick. Me and Aaron had gotten back from a party in the morning, and I wasn't feeling so well for some reason. I don't know why. And this was when the 3DS had just came out, and I had my EV Games bag full of games there. I was feeling a little bit nauseous, and there was nowhere else to vomit, so I had to throw up all over my 3DS games.
That's great.
And your AR cards, right?
And my AR cards, I have to use those on my phone now because I don't have those cards anymore.
Oh.
Best part of that story is that you traded them back in.
No, we're not going to say that. That didn't happen.
Any of those games in?
No, that didn't happen.
See, now that's the problem with used games, right there.
Oh, good lord.
So somebody's up there.
They did a
playing-
survey. They brought UV light. They traced UV lights on
Fuck, I'm going with Microsoft now.
every game.
So there you go.
Just bumped everywhere.
Yes.
They still work.
I'm gonna redo my console experience because I didn't do a console experience. My most memorable thing is my 11 Xboxes with the red ring of death repeatedly, which is now my gamer tag, and repeatedly calling Microsoft and bringing it back to the Future Shop, and wasn't a good memory, but I will remember that forever, 100%. So. Tips to Microsoft for giving me a terrible memory of this generation.
Many more to come.
Many more to come. More convoluted shit where I click on something and error message, please pay $10. Fuck, alright, come on, you know. Alright, moving on over to the next part of this. Same question, but this time for games.
Most memorable games of this gen.
So I've done it. Zombie U, fantastic.
Really?
That's why I bought. I said this before. I bought the Wii U for Zombie U, and it was it made the Wii U worth it. But the Wii U is a piece of crap.
So just most memorable games or most memorable parts? of
Most
games?
memorable parts, most memorable experience, like mine throwing the freaking controller, stuff like that. Of this gen.
Okay. There's a lot of them. Just-
Someone go. Marty's processing here.
Jeez.
Minecraft, come on.
I've logged so many hours. I'm trying to rack the catalog of my brain for one of the best moments.
What about your dog incident in Minecraft, Aaron?
Oh my god. Jeez. Yeah. Never let Nate Kerr near your property because he'll put TNT all around your house and then lure a creeper into the vicinity so he can blame it on the creeper. Oh, I'm sorry. Your house is on fire. There's a big hole in your lawn. More like a big chasm in your lawn. The hole does not begin to describe the carnage.
That's just rude.
Fucking
He killed half my dogs. It was heartbreaking. And then when we found out that we hit the max animal count in Minecraft, everyone wanted to kill my dogs because I had 18
We were
of them.
trying to get wool, Aaron.
Dogs don't give wool.
I know, that's why we need to kill them so that sheeps would start spawning. Sheeps.
I gave them a noble death. I brought them out to fight to the death in the wilderness.
We tried to blow it up. I blew up the pen, but it was too late. I think I killed one. I think I got one of them. Really.
I think everybody killed at least one of my dogs.
Aaron, it needed to be done. Damn it.
Could have been done in a respectable manner.
That was respectable. It was a mad mob. Nathan brought way too much TNT. Actually, I'm just going to go back to
When has death by TNT never been?
Nathan. Aaron, do you remember the house fire?
Yeah.
So Aaron's new. I'm just gonna throw this Minecraft story out there. Aaron's new to Minecraft, so he's
at the
at the
time.
time. So he's building a fireplace, and I tell him make sure the netherrack and the fire's away because he's a fully wood house, but he made a cobblestone enclosure. I'm make sure it's a few away from everything, and you can reduce it slowly if you don't like that much stone, but just do it slowly and sit there and watch. So he ends up setting one thing on fire. She's like, how do I put it out? How do I put it out? So I'm just grab some water, because I knew he had water in a bucket on him. So he dumps it, but he's not dumping it around the fire, he's dumping it on it. It dissipates when you dump it directly on fire. And at the time, he didn't know you could just click to hit fire off. So he keeps complaining about it and everything, and I'm thinking nothing of it. So all of a sudden he's like, Matt, in a real calm voice, can you come over and check my house out? I go over there, roof is gone. Half the fucking ground is gone. I'm like, Aaron, this is not a small fire. And there was fire everywhere, and he was still pouring water on the one thing. He's like, it's not working. Aaron! Fuck.
Then it kept disappearing, it kept evaporating. So I just hit the fire with the bucket. I didn't dump water on it. I just smacked fire with a bucket.
So, maybe Ryan Johnson wants to take it away.
Does it have to be a memorable story, or can it just be some of my favorite games
Yeah,
from this
most
generation?
memorable game, most memorable experience, anything game-wise, not hardware-wise.
Okay, I have several games that really stuck out in my head, and the first one I'm going to say is Uncharted 2, which was awesome. Literally everyone should play the Uncharted series. They're just that good. And Naughty Dog's just amazing. I can't wait to play The Last of Us. BioShock Infinite is another one on there. I'm going to say Skyrim.
Yes, come on.
And I'm
Especially
going
on
to
the
say...
PS3.
What?
Especially on the PS3.
Well, even through all the trouble, it was still
I
good.
fucking love the other Scrolls.
As long as
Fuck.
But the funniest or good game memory was when Marty was at my house playing Dead Island.
Oh no.
And I was sitting right in front of my 40-inch TV, and he was attacking this female zombie. And when the zombie came up and grabbed him to push her off, Marty's character kind of grabbed her chest, and it was just the funniest thing to see. And Marty was like, "I'm sorry, I grabbed your boobies."
What a great game.
I really enjoyed that. I laughed for a good while.
Marty, you ready to take it away?
For me, I'm a big fan of split screen, and I've always appreciated that Halo has always maintained their 4-player split screen. So every Saturday I go to I go and hang out with my buddies and play some Halo 4 multiplayer split screen. I'm a little sad that that's kind of dying out. It's all about online now.
Online's good though, man.
At my school, or like at the college I go to, we got like a bunch of us together to like one of the atriums and hooked an Xbox up to one of the projectors and played it on like these big atrium projectors, like 4-player split screen. It was intense. Should have came.
That's awesome. Now I have one last question. I think this is a good one.
I have questions as well.
Oh, this dude up. Okay, so one last question from me, and then Marty can take it away. Out of this entire generation, which is the best new IP? I know we're not getting new IPs right now that much. The best new IP that includes like AC, that includes everything like that. What was the best new IP?
That's a tough one, man.
There hasn't been a lot of them.
There's been quite a bit. Some pretty nice ones. What is your favorite?
Are you talking about the very first of the new IPs?
Yes,
it's like in Assassin's Creed, it would have to be the first Assassin's Creed.
No, that IP would be the series. So if you say Assassin's Creed, the series, Uncharted's the series, right?
Yeah.
Now I will deviate. There is so if I say Tomb Raider, I have to say Tomb Raider or Tomb Raider Reboot.
Okay.
Because to me those are different IPs.
Well, it's not.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm just gonna say. Okay, say for example, you say that. I'm gonna say Tomb Raider with the emphasis on the reboot.
Little asterisk.
Fair enough. Little asterisk there. So what? Someone take it away here. I don't want to go first for this one. I want to kind of gear it up.
I would have to say that those trios of games that were licensed by Burger King.
Oh, the kart racer.
Come on now. Yeah. Good lord.
Sneak King.
That was a decent kart racer.
You can't go wrong with kart racing.
I'm still looking forward to the Uncharted kart racing game.
No.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to say Uncharted. It was just fantastic. All 3 games were fantastic.
Did you like the Vita one?
Yeah, even that one was fantastic. Yeah, I really enjoyed that
one. I never beat it. I'm sorry, Ryan. You told me to beat it so many times.
Well, I mean, you should really go back and play the console ones.
That's true. But, Marty, what about you?
I don't want to mention like an IP like as a series, but just as a sequel.
Okay, do it up.
If I feel like it.
I will allow you to proceed.
It took me a while to beat this game. I've been like sluggishly playing it like over the years since it came out. But the first BioShock.
No, come on.
You don't like the first BioShock?
No.
Oh man,
in my opinion,
BioShock is fantastic.
If you want to create a world, that's how you fucking do it. Like they created a universe there, and it's hard not to love it and miss it once it's over.
Oh, I can do that.
Like Borderlands.
You wanted to live in Rapture, didn't you, Marty?
Aaron? What'd you say, Aaron?
I said you wanted to live in Rapture, didn't you, Marty?
Yeah. I'd be like,
really?
Hey, those splicers, they know how to party.
They do.
Well, I guess so.
I love masks.
I gotta say my game for this series. Or for this gen.
It's on to you.
Now hold the phone here. I'm gonna suggest something, but I don't know whether I can consider this because they're each pretty individual. So I'm gonna ask you: can I stay Oblivion or no?
No.
No. Well, because like the Elder Scrolls has been around for a while.
That's true. Because they're all pretty unique, but I had to run that by you just to see.
Well, I mean, it was fairly similar to Morrowind. I believe, Morrowind was last gen.
Okay. So, basically, I'm gonna have to go with the Resistance series minus 3 if possible.
I don't like the
Holy crap!
I really like the second. I thought that the first one was really freaking cool. It's an amazing launch title, especially for like amazing title just for launch even. So it could have been like released into the console's life, and I would still enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. Co-op split screen. That's what I loved about it. Interesting multiplayer, large maps. Use the 6-axis unique way. Turn the tilt the controller, it pulls up your scoreboard. Tilt the controller, pulls up your map while you're still playing. I thought that was kind of cool. That was the first one.
I didn't find that out until you told me last week.
There you go. But even still, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Innovative. All my devices are beeping. I don't know why. Innovative.
You received one email, and everything is telling you have received an email.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. Right now, iPad, Nexus 7, Playbook, and computer just went off. Moving on. I got to say that for Resistance 2, the reason why I'm choosing this is Resistance 2's co-op. I don't know if anyone's really played the co-op. That is the most innovative co-op I've ever seen. 15 players, up to 15 players. You play in a massive map, and what it is there's maybe 10 maps, 5 maps, I can't remember now. You play in a unique environment every time. So there's a big map, and there's gates and stuff that open, but they open up to specific areas, and all the objectives are in a random order. And every time you go to one of the environments, depending on that order, has a different enemy there, different boss levels, and according to how many people you have in there, they have different specialities, different difficulties based on the people in there with the levels. So some guy can supply ammo, but they can't shoot that well. Some guy has tons of freaking firepower and needs the ammo. Some other guy supplies tons of freaking health for everyone because everyone else is going to get shot to hell. And this one guy has all the shields to protect everyone. That was super innovative. Third one, no. But I thought that the Resistance series is what did it for me.
To give a serious answer to good titles, 2 games I did really enjoy playing. Red Dead.
Holy fuck!
I think we all enjoyed Red Dead.
Yes. There was Red Dead Revolver,
the soundtrack, the graphics, the controls, everything was just good. I enjoyed playing it. Even if I wasn't playing the game, I could just jump on a horse and just trot off into the sunset and just enjoy the virtual scenery.
I even find myself doing that now. I agree with that, Aaron. I find myself just hopping on the game sometimes, just riding around.
If a game can create a good environment, sometimes you just want to look at it. I've said, I've gotten into a habit of looking at rooftops or roofs, ceilings in games. It's because everyone's looking on the ground and they're looking ahead of them in games, but you never take a moment to look up and see how a designer developed the roof.
Fuck.
And sometimes the roofs are amazing.
Personally, I look at it.
The architecture and design, it looks awesome. Especially in Assassin's Creed, the people have to recreate all the stone
Sicilian Chapel
sculptures and the cathedrals and stuff. Yeah, all the paintings and stuff that are on the murals and everything. It's insane.
Jesus.
But whenever you play a game, you just naturally you forward and on the ground. That's where your camera's. Yeah. But,
fuck,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing that now. That's ridiculous.
Look up every once in a while, folks. Stop and smell the roses.
In the sky.
the sky roses.
Good lord. All right, Marty, you can take it away with a couple of your questions.
Oh, I just had a few E3 questions. Who's gonna have the goofiest E3 moment this year?
Oh,
Last year, I was gonna give it to Sony with the Harry Potter move, with the spell.
I think Microsoft's gonna fuck it up with their Kinect.
Something crazy, stupid with the Kinect.
Sesame Street 2.
Have a bunch of people dancing.
Yeah, who's gonna be
on stage.
performing at E3 this year?
Last year it was
Which
Usher.
celebrity guest star endorse this product?
I don't care if the Microsoft audience there listened to Usher, but the audience there was a bunch of white guys.
Gaming.
Whoa! Racist all over.
No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was
I think it's
for Usher to come out and all these white guys to be oh yeah, Usher,
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the crowd at the crowd of people that choose to go to an E3 event are not the same crowd that listen to Usher.
and they're all wearing their jorts.
Oh, good lord.
I'm gonna Ubisoft wasn't goofy last year, but so I think they've smartened up.
The year before, though, that's hilarious.
Oh, I actually almost broke my TV. What? Fuck. Every time.
Caffeine.
Like, all I want to see is fucking Assassin's Creed. You're doing your woodlas. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Microsoft's gonna do something goofy again, like bring out a musical act. Yeah, I think Microsoft not in terms of screwing up the console announcement, but they're gonna do something that we don't care about.
I think they're just gonna try to like shine a bunch of things in front of our face to like distract us.
It's too early for that shit. Not in
Yeah, that's true. That's
the morning. I
ridiculous.
didn't wake up in the morning and see much of it.
I really hope they don't screw this up. Sony, especially. Or they'll just look at E3.
All my eggs are in Sony's. Just by default, because Xbox is.
I have to try the Xbox because I want those voice commands. I don't know why. I want to try it.
You don't want to do this.
I want to do the pinch and grab. I was actually trying to convince I was doing this thing where they were talking about how there's HUDs in cars now. It shows up on the windshield. So I'm like, imagine Microsoft did it. You're driving, you have to release your wheel and go pinch, grab in the middle of driving. Woo! Be amazing. Any more questions for us,
No.
Marty? That's it. Anyone else have anything else to add to this episode?
I'm all good. I'm just excited for E3.
Same here. I think next week's going to be a great episode. We're going to have lots of crap.
Yeah, check back next week. We're going to have a lot of shit to go.
So, with that, check us out on Facebook, or like us on Facebook. Check us out on our website. Follow us on Twitter. And, of course, subscribe on YouTube. No Google Pluses. And until next time, this is Day One Patch signing off with special guest Aaron Gallagher this time.
Very special.
Goodbye, good sirs.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.